Hi there. Hi there. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Straight Talking Tarot at Liberty Lane Life Guidance. It's been a while since I've been doing any uploads, but I want to thank the new subscribers and people who have been subscribing despite the fact that I've not been uploading. I've been on a personal journey myself. I've moved twice since my last recording. My mother passed away as well only 2-3 weeks ago. And I've only just recently moved, so the whole scene set is completely different, as you can see. But I'm going to do my best to do the new moon for November the 13th. This is GMT time at 9 o'clock in the morning, 27 minutes past 9, and it's in Scorpio. Okay, so without further ado, this reading is for all the water signs, and it's going to start with Cancer, and I'm going to move through the other two signs, moving on from this water sign. So let's have a look. This is a card that's going to bring the Cancerians into this phase. Okay, so here I have the King of Wands. I would say, Cancerians, you have been very determined to start doing something. Okay, I'm going to read this. This is a general reading. So I feel like you're coming out of a time where you've actually not been able to see the path very clearly. We've had several retrogrades, and of course we've had the eclipses, which has been quite challenging for many people. And throughout this sort of time, I feel that a lot of people have been really fighting some inner, not only inner battle, but actually outer battles. Okay, so Cancerians, you would be feeling this, and I feel like you would be being tested, Cancerians. Okay, and it's somehow really important that you recognize that you are having to overcome a lot of the challenges and bringing the kind of inner warrior out in you. While this is a King of Wands, I would say this is definitely the most warrior-like sign of the Wands in terms of the court cards. It's the King. So therefore you can see that there's a lion there as well. So I really feel like you've had to take courage to get to where you are now. Okay, maybe you've had to fight a lot of personal battles, a lot of external battles that's come your way. I mean, collectively out in the world, we can see there's war going on. There could be an interior personal war with the world. Okay, so any placements of Cancer, whether it's moon, sun, rising, and particularly also if you've got your north node, if you know your node placement, this reading is for you. I feel like you've had to overcome a lot of challenges, had to really be courageous, brave, and fight the battles of wherever, you know, to bring you into the current situation. I am recording this few days before the actual new moon, as I've got quite a lot to do, so I am staggering the recordings, and hopefully they'll be uploaded for you for the new moon. So let's look at the current situation you're in. Okay, I've got the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse. Now, I don't really read the cards in reverse, I say this all the time. But it might just add a bit of a twist. Okay, so I feel, Cancers, all right, and anyone with a Cancer placement, that you have been really looking at maybe what financial gains that what you need to do to get some financial momentum. I feel like your momentum has been disrupted. Things have possibly been falling. Maybe you're going to go up one road and then that door closes, or you've gone through that door and then that also has been released. So I feel like some of you have had a very jagged situation, an unsettlement, uncertainty, I would say, to do with your income. Okay, you can see that she's reaching for a possible option there. Okay, and this something could be quite lucrative for you. I've turned this card upright. I think the main thing for you, Cancerians, is to remain spirited, to remain innocent. So even with the challenges that you're getting, it is really important to trust in higher grace that is guiding you regardless to what is happening in your current work situation. I feel some of you as well that you could have actually been really sort of putting quite a few things out, putting quite a few options out. You see how many little coins are hanging there. Unlike the Rider-Waite Tarot, these are actually all suspended. So I feel like there could be things that you've been actually putting out and now looking at what is coming in, what is being offered. If we look at the dove there as well, it's got the little coin. Okay, and she's almost grasping it. So for some of you, this isn't going to speak to everybody. There could be something coming in, or maybe during the eclipses, something is gone, and then something now is replacing it. Okay, and I want you to trust that it is going to be better than you can imagine. All right, I feel like also some of you as well, you might have had some ideas bubbling up in your mind and maybe around you, or maybe there's been some projects that you've been brewing on a slow brew for a very long time as well. And I want you to start paying attention to that, perhaps as things are going to come together for you on that, okay? And bringing these two cards together as well, you see, you've had to fight your corner. I think some of you have gone through a lot of change. You're having to make a mark in the world. You've been wanting to make a mark in the world, a mark in your life. Okay, I'm reading this not so much as a romantic situation at all. I am picking up on the fact that it is about bringing your presence, your vision, and your light out to be seen. So, you know, this could be in a familial situation as well, maybe a family relationship or any kind of relationship. But this is very much about you having to stand out and start seeing, and maybe even having taken some steps back to really sort of get introspective. So don't feel bad if you actually have to sort of slow down a bit and take a standstill. If you look at his position, while it is the wands, he's very still. He's standing still, and there's also the line behind him, which is not even moving. Both paws are the paws are together. Okay, so there's not much movement there. It's just almost like a wait and see situation that's brought you here. And I would say very much related to your ambitions and your work or your projects. I really want you guys to take time and see what is dropping out for you, what is coming in naturally, okay, and what is being landed, and maybe even what messages you're getting. Again, as I say that, we've got the Hierophant here. So this is the message I'm talking about. You are going to get, round about the new moon, coming up to whenever you pick this reading up, some message that's going to be very soulful and very spiritual. Okay, some of you could have been doing some spiritual work as well. All right, so you could have been meditating and doing some chakra sounds or whatever it is. And I want you to know that you are going to be escalating and elevating your life for sure. Okay, some of you do keep a sense of humor with all the topsy-turvies that's been going on. I feel like you've had to sort of be really very, not sleuth-like, but very, you know, sort of malleable. Okay, it's really important that you remain malleable and flexible with all the changes that's been going. I keep on getting a sense of change, a sense of unsettlement, a sense of things coming in and you having to really look at your options. But this has been the challenges that you have had, Cancerians, is so you can really elevate your life. Okay, you are being asked to upgrade yourself. Or I'm picking this up from the Hierophant as well. Some of you might need to get some expert advice as well, some external counsel. There might be some options, maybe something that's coming into you as well. And you need to really consider, is this the right way to do it? Or if I am going to go down this route, what do I need to consider? You might need, like I said, some of you need to get some expert advice about how to go about it. But whatever it is, this sense of commitment and sense of kind of laying the foundation for something to grow is where you need to really be thinking, okay, or you need to be feeling through. So this is not some kind of one night wonder type project or some one night wonder idea. This is something that's been actually growing for some time. All right, and I feel like because of the nature of the difficulty you've incurred and maybe the energy that you've actually been going through, this is now asking to take a few steps at a time, but you are going to be leveling, upgrading, and certainly coming to some sense of light and you know, where your messages are going to come through. Now, on the last two cards, this is what you're moving into. I just turned over and you've got the Magician. So this to me is a massive confirmation, Cancerians. This is a really great card for you to be getting at this point. If you look at him here in the card I'm holding, he's looking deep down into the pond. So this is a really fantastic card for you maybe to see what is coming in, what's brightening up for you, what is lightening up for you, and not to sort of be afraid, to sort of be poised, okay, and to really call in what it is that you want. If you actually look at these two, we've got the Hierophant, okay. In some way you might not be able to see, you're almost shielding yourself away. Oh, this one, if you're shielding away, he's got a hood on and he's just very concentrated and looking down at the pond. But if you look at those two cards, they've both got the same posture, Okay, they're both sitting in that sort of very flexible posturing. Okay, so very rooted, very grounded, and very flexible. So I feel like the more flexible Cancerians you can be, the more you're going to be led to where you need to go. All right. I also feel with some of you as well with this manifestation, I want you to, you know, sometimes we're so encouraged to be really clear, they say, write down exactly the kind of thing you want, like the detail and the style, the color, maybe the kind of size of the house or whatever it is, or maybe the kind of people you want to work with. I would say definitely, for me, your best prayer could be right now, show me the way. Put me on the path that's going to light my life up in a way that's fulfilling, that's joyful, or that is true to my soul and my spirit. All right. So I think for most of you as well, taking that stance is going to bring you closer to your heart as well. And you're actually going to be guided through the soul. My eyes have gone towards that green turf that you're sitting on. Okay. The really luscious grass. That is the color of growth, nurturing, nourishment, and the heart chakra. So again, all these things you really want to be thinking about as well. All right. I also suggest for some of you as well, please do let go of some things that are no longer nourishing you, no longer lighting you up. And it's really important for you to actually start engaging with this possibility. And with the new moon coming on the back of the 2 eclipses we've had, now I know there's some strong aspects as well in the charts. We've got some, we've got Mars squaring Pluto, or opposing Uranus, sorry. So there are certain dynamics that's going to be quite fierce, quite strong, can be agitating as well. So be mindful, do some grounding practices where you are being still. And these are both, to me, this is the alchemist here, okay? And this is kind of technically the Pope card, which is about the spiritual card. And he's laughing here. He's not letting things bother him. So again, Cancerians, take that stance. Try not to get het up by what's coming at you. You be the light, you be the greater person, the bigger person. And if somebody's having a go at you, just be still, just take a step back and recognize that this is their projection, their issue. And when you come from that, you are much more able to engage in a conversation, or certainly in a place where you can actually be coming from a lightness of heart and a lightness of truth as well. All right, so I think this is really self-explanatory. We've got this action that I feel that was actually quite difficult. I feel like you've been through the battlefield. I can't help but sort of see that. While the King of Wands generally is a very dynamic card about going for things, I have to sort of say that some of you have been doing that, but it's been a bit sparse and you have had to take a stand, and things have been very challenging for some of you Cancerians, and you've really had to wear a very strong, be in your heart, but be very courageous and strong. All right, I've got 2 here. The next cards I've got here are my surrender deck. I've already shuffled them and I've got 2 that came out, so I'm going to have a look at what they are. Okay, this is very interesting. Surrender outdated beliefs for you, about yourself. For some of you, like I said, you're really wanting to grow something. You really want to establish. If you look at the tree, you really want to establish something. And I feel like with some of you, this is really important, that in order for you to grow and furnish your life, you need to let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Now, I know a lot of you as well will be going through some shit, for want of a word, emotional baggage as well that needs to be released. Okay, I will put a link below or across the screen right now and below that I am offering your sort of inner child empowerment work. This is really imperative. If there's anything from the last eclipse and from beyond coming up to now, and beyond all the way up to sort of springtime, will be, I think, excavation, actually really even looking deep into your soul, okay, live into yourself to see what is it that you need to release. Okay, there is some element of release that needs to happen. And when we start working from the inside and getting really clear with ourselves through working with our inner child and sort of really empowering the inner child, you will find that you will naturally actually become more of your truth and more of the alchemist in a very empowered way. All right, so some of you, if you really want to do some work, there are details, the links across the screen as well as below. I really recommend that you can do some. I'm not going to do any online Zoom meetings or anything unless I get an influx of people interested in it. I'm definitely doing live group work here. You can, again, the details will be on my website. But other than that, I really recommend that you do some inner work, okay? We'll be doing one-to-ones on Zoom, but not actually group work. Anyhow, it says here, let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar into your life. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, this to me is a card of, you know, elevating yourself. All right, if you see that there's also this beautiful sort of lotus, or this sort of emblem of light, where all of it is coming from your bright centered self. I think that's really important. And I really feel that when we start releasing any beliefs, you know, about yourself, that you're not good enough, it all comes down to some formula, some belief system about self-worth. All right, and just trust me, it has nothing to do with how much money is in your bank account. It's actually to do with who you are and how you show up. And when you start actually releasing some of the negative patterns, thought forms, relationships, whatever it is, they're all mirrors of your inner world. You are certainly going to feel a lot better of yourself and start standing proud, tall, and also flourishing as this tree is. But let's have a look at this next card. Okay, this is beautiful as well. So here I also suggest that you do surrender to play. Maybe some of you have been playing too hard. Maybe you've been feeling, not playing too hard, so you know, been really wrangling with life through this King of Wands. Okay, he looks forlorn there, sort of pensive. Maybe you've been trying too hard and you're trying to make something work. I suggest sometimes in order to really make things happen, you need to start surrendering to a bit of play. Okay, take a break. Do not be afraid to actually just maybe cut back on your hours or your focus. You know, trust your own rhythm. Trust that maybe you do want to go out and go on a bike ride, or maybe go for a walk, go swimming, go do knitting, do some beadwork, whatever it is. Play. Okay, and when I say play, or what play really stands for is to actually allow yourself to be creative without an agenda for a result. Okay, that's real play. Okay, take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time for recreation and rejuvenation. So Cancerians, some of you could really do with going outside and playing maybe outside, looking at the trees, particularly this one. Look at this one. This is so mirroring the current climate of nature at the moment, where all the leaves are falling. That's also regenerating itself, and it really is a time for letting go and letting things as well. What autumn also shows us that things naturally fall away. So some of you, you know, just let things fall away. If things are not really attracting you, if you're not being attracted or drawn to doing something, just trust it, okay? Try and release the shoulds and allow yourself to go and surrender to something that maybe feels more like play, all right? You know, it gets uncomfortable. People get uncomfortable when they think, oh my God, I really actually enjoy doing this, and I shouldn't be doing it because I ought to be doing this. Why don't you just trust and maybe go towards something that feels very playful, magical, and actually fun to do? And you might find that actually this could be your next thing or next project or our next possibility. For so those of you in a very structured life and you've got what I would call a regular job, okay, because you know, all work has a place in life. It's what keeps us or the world ticking over. You know, sometimes doing that allows you more time to play as well. So make sure that you let go of certain maybe commitments, maybe to a charity or to a committee or even to a project, or some commitment to the family. Maybe it's not really it's not nothing to do with you, but you volunteered to do it. Feel free and just know that you have every right to change your mind and to actually communicate that you need to take a break from whatever it is that you've committed yourself to, and maybe engage in some more fun and play that you would like to do. Okay, so these were the cards that were on the table. But at the bottom of the deck for for the tarot cards, I've got here Temperance. So definitely some kind of alchemy here. You know, Temperance also is a card of healing. You've got two balls here, and he's sitting down again in that cross-legged position, almost about to get up. Though they're a bit more looser. I feel again, if you look at the two sort of images, the two round light, one's dark and one's light. Again, trust the light path. All right, I feel like that's really imperative for some of you, right? Take your sovereignty into your own hands as well here. The Queen of Pentacles, she is the matriarch of well-being and nourishment. She knows how to nourish her mind, body and soul as well, and she sits there very proud because she knows how to look after herself. So some of you might want to put a new physical regime into place. Maybe you want to actually start thinking what is going to bring you that sense of strength, that sense of peace into your life, and start cultivating on that. And finally, at the bottom of the deck, which I'm just going to quickly look at, I've got the 3 of coins here as well. For some of you, again, this is new community, new working partnerships, okay, new groups, that's the word I'm thinking of actually. And again, noticing what's drawing you in. I love this particular 3 of Pentacles because it's got a traffic light system there. So again, think about what's your green, what is your green light, what is it you want to move towards, or maybe what is a red light and that you can't actually move forward and that stalled you, and then now that the door is closed or something's not happening. So there's that theme there, which I also brought up with the 9 of Pentacles, that you really need to see, you know, because it did come out in the inverted. So I feel that some things have not come to fruition as you thought, but trust what it is coming up for you now. Okay, now I'm going to go for the soul. What are these called again? Oh, the Soul's Journey deck. I haven't used this deck in a very, very long time. So let's have a look. Okay, wow. Courage. All right, so yeah, I did say that some of you've had to go through a lot, okay, and then maybe now what life is asking you also furthermore to have courage. Okay, it's really important. Okay, it says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Very important. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And that was your opening card, all right, which is what I said. I feel like you've had to fight some battles. You've required to have some courage as well, you know, because the Lion always signifies, even like the Strength card, to have courage. All right, sometimes maybe some of you have been challenged to show up in a way that you've not, you know, maybe the eclipse has made you do that. Maybe you've just had enough of something and you're thinking, right, I'm now going to do it this way, I'm going to do it my way, or I'm not going to listen to these people anymore. But whatever it is, I feel that some of you are bringing in, calling forth something new, something that's going to light you up, and maybe you're afraid to move towards it. But I will say, just find the inner strength to face your fear with confidence. So if there's going to be one mantra or an affirmation for this new moon, okay, in Scorpio. Is it in Scorpio? Yeah, it is in Scorpio. Are we moving into Sagittarius new moon? Sorry, I'm all over the place. You know, I've moved all over the place, and it's really quite amazing where the mind, what happens to the mind. But I will say, for the new moon, make sure that you're releasing the old and you have the courage to go towards new beginnings of yourself as well as some possible projects. Okay, Cancer, I'm going to love you and leave you here. I really do apologize for taking so long to come back and do some recording. I've done my best. In fact, I've had hell to get here today as well. I've had so many issues. I'm back on quick player recording, so I'm sorry that the image is not crystal clear. The bracket for my iPhone, the bracket basically, the holder for the iPhone as the camera just snapped in my hand. I've ordered one from Amazon, but it's not going to be here with me for a couple of days. But I just thought I can't afford not to record the planned schedule for these readings. So it is going to be what it is. I just hope you get something from it. I thank you again for the new subscribers, those who've returned. I really do hope that there is some message for you here. I'll just say, trust your path, trust what's lighting you up, know which road to go, check in with yourself, make sure it's a green light. So if you're doing the traffic light system in your being, if you're too much in your head, get into your body, notice what you're leaning towards, and have courage to move forward. Right, I'm going to say bye for now, and I'll catch you in my next new moon video. Lots of love. Thanks for watching. Bye.